Black bear rehabilitation is really important for us here at the center because we know that a lot of these bears are coming to us because of something that people did, whether it's the moms are getting hit by cars, or sometimes the cubs are getting hit by cars too, and we're able to give them the care that they need so that they can have a second chance at life in the wild.
Us as rehabilitators, we will do everything from their feeding, their cleaning. We are their parental role during their time here.
They come in at a young enough age where they still need formula, so we bottle feed them if they'll allow it, or we start feeding them mush and kind of work them their way up to solid foods. They'll need to be fed multiple times a day. They need that attention. They need to be able to interact with each other and play and those natural cub-like behaviors.
No matter how cute and small they are, they have sharp claws, they have sharp teeth. People think that teddy bears, that's what these cubs are going to be like, but they're not. They're very powerful. If you don't take proper precautions, you can get hurt by them.
Once they move up to our large mammal isolation enclosure, they're kind of a lot more on their own. They're in groups or pairs if we have that opportunity, but they're able to kind of play and explore. Once we move them out to the complex, it's mostly hands-off. We provide them with food twice a day, and we check on them, but we don't ever go in with them. We don't interact with them after that on that point. So once they're out in the complex, they're pretty much just kind of learning their own behaviors. They're figuring out how to climb the trees and forage for the food that we throw in there. We don't want them to have those relationships with us past the point of necessary.
Each bear has their own unique personality, and you can even see that as they grow up. Sometimes one would pick on the other, or one would just end up trying to be by himself because he didn't want to deal with the kerfuffle of everybody. If you hear any kind of baby crying, you want to go help it, but they need to develop those skills, and you have to just take a step back and realize that as much as you want to baby or mother something, they need to figure it out for themselves at some points too. Roughhousing and learning those social dynamics is something that they're going to have the skills to do when they're out in the wild. They'll always have a special place in my heart.
Mac, do you want us to set this in the other yard?
April is typically the time when the black bears at the Wildlife Center are ready to return to the wild. And many of these bears have been at the center for longer than a year, much longer than many of the other patients that stay at our center. So it's a really gratifying experience for our staff to see them go back out into the wild. The release is quite busy for us. Before going to their new home, each bear is anesthetized so the veterinary team can do a final workup for them, including placing ear tags, getting their final weights, running blood work, doing skin scrapes, everything to make sure that each bear is fully healthy and ready to return to the wild.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel where the bird clothes. Yeah, that's cool.
Normal?
Yeah, see, fine.
But the hardest part is often capturing them. So what the Department of Wildlife Resources does is they bring these large culvert traps to the center.
We like to use natural food sources like sunflower seeds, fruits and stuff to kind of break that human food conditioning cycle when we're trapping. And then we'll use scent stuff like strawberry syrup or vanilla extract or molasses just to draw them to the bait, since a lot of natural foods don't have a strong scent associated with them.
But we also know that these bears are quite smart, so often they'll be wary of these traps. So for those individuals that are maybe unwilling to enter the traps, we will have to dart those individuals to anesthetize them for transport. Out in the wild, bear cubs will stay with their mom for up to a year, sometimes even longer, as they learn to forage, to climb, to basically do all the things that a wild bear needs to do to be successful. So that's what we do here. We keep these bears for a full year to allow them time to mature and develop those skills which are so important for their survival. The Department of Wildlife Resources chooses release locations that are remote from people and that have a relatively low population of bears. This helps the bears both avoid unwanted human interaction and avoid some possibly difficult competition with other bears in the area as they find their footing on their own in the wild for the first time.
Here goes. Get out of here! Go! Get!
It's pretty bittersweet. I mean, we put a lot of time and resources into raising these cubs and getting them to this point, but they did exactly what we wanted for them, is to run away and not look back. So I'm happy for them. I'm proud of them, proud of our rehab team for all the work we put in, and I'm excited to see them go.